Of a Shlema of Shimon ben Penina Esther. So we saw history this week, my friends. The Milwaukee Bucks won the NBA. The story of the NBA is about the Greek freak, about Giannis, and there was a little interview that happened which made me realize clearly Giannis had read this week's Parsha. Why? Because in one of the interviewers said to Giannis, arguably one of the greatest athletes in the world today, how did this happen? First time in decades that Milwaukee has won the NBA. So he said that it was the pain and the fear. And the journalist probed further and he said, I grew up in such dire poverty in the back streets of Athens that the concept, the idea of not working out an extra hour in the gym, the idea of not pushing an extra dumbbell, the fear that I could go back into that poverty kept me going. And it was the extra hour, and that's what made me Giannis, the Greek freak. So this week's Parsha, for the first time we talk about, in the farewell speech of Moshe Rabbeinu, he talks about Mitzrayim as a furnace, but for that furnace, we wouldn't have the ability to remove the impurities that we as the Jewish people became the nation that was going to be a light unto the nations and be a benchmark for the whole world. Many times throughout the Tanakh we see the one guarantee we all have in this world, hopefully, is that we have pain. Why hopefully? Because the Rambam says very clearly, the highest form of pain is having no pain at all, indifference. That's the worst possible thing when you don't think that anyone cares. There are many, many examples in Shas and the Tanakh. The concept of oil out of an olive only happens when the olive is squeezed. The fact that wine has to be grapes that are squeezed. And of course, the Gemara says the highest form of pain only comes after the 9 months of gestation and the labor. So pain is the price we pay for ultimately greatness in this world. We've got to remember though, when we're going through that pain, that there's a rhyme and there's a reason, and our Pinsel Yid we have to listen to, because it's very, very easy not to be miyash. It's very easy to say, why me? And it's very easy to start not thinking that Hashem's at the end of the clouds and He's out to get us. So as Giannis left the court, they asked him, obviously on a live microphone, how is it that the Bucks won? And everyone screamed in the stadium, MVP. So, Be'ez Hashem, we should all come to the end of our journey called life. And when asked how we were successful, we should all say, MVP, my victorious Pinteler.